Hey everyone, happy March. Welcome back to the She Shed. So I've got you off the tripod because I'm going to show you something, and then I am going to put you back on the tripod, and I'm going to show you something else. So today I want to show you what I'm doing. I have everything a mess in the She Shed. Not everything, but it feels like it. Because you know, when you move something, it feels like the whole thing is a mess. And I will show you why that happened. And then I'm going to sit down and we're going to go through my bookshelf. So let me flip you around, show you what's going on, and then we can get started. Serbs has got his bone, of course. Don't you, Serbs? So here's the current situation. This bookshelf used to be over here. Mr. Fiber and I just got through moving everything around because I got this. And I'll show you that in just a second. But here's what it looks like now. And then over here on my table is all the stuff that came out of the shelf, and I'm going to have to put all that back. Okay. So we got a real mess. So now, let me show you. I finally found, y'all know I've been talking about this, that I wanted to get a changer record player. And I found one yesterday in Abilene at the Record Guys. This is a vintage. It is an electrophonic compact music center. You can put your headphones here. Here's a button for phono radio. It has 8-track tape. I have a program selector, and then automatic program indicator. So these are the lights for whatever's going on. Here is the FM radio. And then all of the buttons. And there's the record player. Now I also have, this is a 5 CD changer, so that I can put 5 CDs in here and play those. And we took the shelf out down there that had a amp and something else in there. Oh, the other record player. Because the way this is set up, it has its own, and I don't need the amp anymore for that. And so I put my Addy in there. It's kind of dusty. I need to wipe it down. I'm kind of in the, this is all going to be part of the deal. Everything's got to be moved around and yada yadas. The bottom of this cabinet holds records and CDs. Okay, and then these 2 cubes have one on this side and one on that side, and so there's 3 cubes. These have various things in them. I'm not going to go through those right now. We're going to do that on a different video, okay? Right now I want to concentrate on this. So this one, which used to be over there, is for the knitting. We were able to leave stuff on the bottom when we moved it around, but I've got to put all that stuff on the table back in there. And then after I do, I'm going to be moving some of this stuff around because I stuck stuff up there to get it off the top to move everything around. Okay, let's get you positioned, and I'll be back. Of course, Serge has got his bone. I hope he doesn't hit the camera, you guys, but I can't guarantee it. If he starts hitting the camera, I will stop it. So only thing I have down here right now is I have my binders, and then just these books, and then I have things that I will get patterns, I will print them, and then they need to go in the binder. Or I will pull something out, and I will lay it up here because I need to then put it away where it goes. So it just kind of gets laid right there. So going to move those out of the way. Okay, I have a folder here. What is in this? Oh, okay, this is a miscellaneous folder. Things that also need to go in the sleeves. So we'll put that over there. And this board here, it will be fine once I start putting books and things back on here. And it'll straighten out. So I'm gonna leave it where it's at because it'll straighten out right like that. And what that does is that helps support this and keep it from bowing. Mr. Fiber always puts these in for me. And I have a spot right here on the top that was not staying put, and he put another board in there. I don't know if y'all, yeah, you can see it. You can see the front of it. So he has supported that there for me. I also have the air conditioner on, you guys. I hope that does not create too much noise for you. We're gonna have to start getting used to that though. And I'm hoping that my settings will work out for recording because of the new media mod that I have on the GoPro. And it has the settings so that the speaker is forward. So hopefully you won't be hearing a whole lot of noise from the air conditioner. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to sort my books now into like stitch dictionaries and things like that together. And then like the magazines I've already got separated. That's what usually goes right here is the magazines. And that's not a problem. I can actually go ahead and bring those back over here. But there's not any hurry because I'm going to have to go through those also because I need to get rid of a few of those magazines. So that'll be a different, I'll split this up video wise. But for now, I kind of want to go through and see what's here and separate them. So this one is a stitch. This is the Japanese Knitting Stitch Bible. And it has charts and separate stitch charts and all the examples that go. So it's a book of charts. This one does not have the written, but it's the Japanese. But that's a stitch dictionary type thing. Now this one is honestly just for looking at because I don't see myself ever doing any of these. I just don't see where I would ever in a million years do anything that's in this book. There's charts and all kinds of stuff in here. I won't get rid of it because it's an awfully fun book to look at. And I might be able to pull like charts out of it or something. Looks like I've got moths. So I don't mind this one being down here on the bottom also because it's a tall book. That's one of the reasons that it's there. And this one is Fisherman's Sweaters. This is the Alice Starmore. And I was able to pick this up for $10 at Hooked on Books. And this one is the Fisherman's Sweaters. And it's cables. Lots and lots of cables. But that one's going to go right there also. Okay. I don't see any other stitch dictionaries here at all. So now I have to decide the next section, what would it be? I may want to pull and section out possibly kits, like the kids ones. See, like this is kids. This one has kids stuff in it. Knitted baby stuff. This is baby stuff. This one is a baby stuff. This is babies. This is dolls. And then these right here, this section, these are all of the leaflets. And I had been putting all the leaflets together, which I kind of like that idea too. These are magazines. They need to go up there. This one is a book. This one is like a leaflet. Leaflets. But these are magazines. I think I know why these were here. I think it was because these magazines were taller. Yeah. See, this is knitting magazine. This is the knitter. This one is toys. So those are magazines. I have to decide how I want to deal with those. And these are all leaflets. Now, see, this is a stitch dictionary. And I consider this to be a stitch dictionary, the one that does the dishcloths. But then again, it's a leaflet. But that one's definitely stitches. So leaflets. So then I need to separate, when I need to stack these together, like how they need to be. You know, see, this one's kids too. So that's all kids. I could have a section possibly over here on the other side that's the kids stuff. And then like the leaflets, I really need to put together like things. So that's hats and scarves. There's Afghans. Oh, that's a baby thing. That's baby cardigans. This is baby. Now, see, here's another one, stitch dictionary. I want all of those together. Blankets can all go together. Animal loveys. I'm going to get started on this, and I will bring you guys back when I make some sort of headway. I've made some progress, so I've got things kind of situated. This is the kids ones here. This is all of those stitch dictionaries here. But what I think I'm going to do is those on top over there, there's more over there, and I'm going to move the stitch dictionaries over here, and then I'm going to put, I think all the kids I will put up there on the top of that one, because this one is all about crochet, and this really needs to be cleaned out. But I think that up there is going to be where I put the kids stuff, if they'll fit there. If any of them are too tall, I may have to rethink it. But I am making some progress. I have changed this down here so this right here is all the Debbie McCombers. I had collected those when I was reading the books, and most of those are, they go along with the Debbie McComber books, but she does a lot of charity knitting. So I put those all together. And then like I have this one here, which is knit pink, so that's for breast cancer. So I put that with it. And anything else I find that's good in my books that are charity, I will put over there. And then this is one-offs here, okay? Then this section right here is lace. This section here is shawls. This is color work and the knitting workshop, and they may wind up going up here. And then like these three right here are for size inclusive. Okay, things are making more sense to me now, and I'm going to give you a tour, but I'm ready to put my magazines up here. So let me just do that first, and then I'll show you what we've got. So this stack needs to come down. All right. And I've got this little book of scarves that will probably go down here. I have enough room for that. Now I have my magazines all set in stacks. Like this stack on the top, this is the knit scene. Now what I have done, knit scene, knit scene. Okay, I have put them by month and year. So like this starts, okay, let me get around where I can show you. This starts with fall of 2016, and then it goes all the way down, and the latest one is spring of 2020, and that is the last time that I bought one. Okay, so that's the knit scene. And then I will just stack them in there. I'm not prepared to go through them right now and get rid of them right now. But what I think I will do is I will get rid of them. I will go through a stack at a time with you guys, and I will get rid of something. I think the reason that this stack was here is because they're so tall. And if I had them up here, see, I think they're longer. And that may be why I did not have them up here. We are fixing to find out though. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and I'll show you what I'm putting away so you guys will know which magazines that I have collected. Okay? Alright, so that was Knit Scene. Now we have Knit Simple. Looks like I only have one of those. And then this is creative knitting. Now, I know I have more of those. Oh, I do. Those are over here. Okay, that got out of order. This is simply knitting. Simply knitting, and this is simply Christmas, which goes with it. Okay, now we have more knit scene. So it's a good thing I did this because these are all out of order. I wonder why they were out of order. That's knit simple. Okay, so now I have to decide. So this is fall of 2016 on the top. And this is spring 2016. Okay, spring. Okay, I've sorted a little bit out. I've got, this is the knit scene. I've got those sorted. Now this is simply knitting. And then I only have one of this one, which is Knitting Magazine. I think I got this from Edie. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the bottom. This one is Vintage Knits. However, this is a very thick book. So actually this is more of a book than a magazine, and I think that's why it was over here. And I'm going to slide it in here somewhere. Probably right here. Because this section right in here is what I call a one-off. So then this is the Simply Knitting. I'll put those there. Now I can put those knit scenes right there. Okay, now this is the creative knitting. This section was like away from the others. The reason I have so many of these is because I had the subscription for this. Okay. This is a one-off. This is a Debbie Bliss. And see how it's a different size than the other ones. That's probably going to go underneath. This is Knitters. I have several of those. I think I picked these up. I think I got these with Cheryl. Oh, look at that. I want to do something like that one. Oh. And these are all the Knitters. So these are going to go on the bottom. And this is The Knitter. It's a different magazine. You see, those are longer also, so that probably needs to go over here. Because these are longer. Okay. All right, now I need to figure out what's going on with the creative knitting with this other stack and see where it falls. I sorted it out. It was because when I moved them over to the table, I took one stack off and just set it aside. So now I could put the creative knittings over here on this side. I will tell you guys, I tend to look through the creative knittings before anything else because they are size inclusive. Most of the time they go all the way up to a 3 and 4X. This is my favorite stack. Now you see that that board is now working out the way it's supposed to and holding everything up and not moving. It just needed the weight of the magazines in there. And what do I have left? I have Vogue knitting is what's left. And now it can go right there. And that's it for magazines. Woohoo! Now I could put some smaller things in here. Smaller books or stitch, like these are smaller, but I don't know if I want to because I really like, now these are pamphlets. I think I may just put the pamphlets. These pamphlets can go here. I think that will work. Okay, now let me get you off of the tripod and we'll do a little tour. So here is the shelf now, and also the kids stuff, I put them over there, but here is now the shelf. And let me get you closer. Oh, that's my knees cracking. Snap, crackle, pop, y'all. This is one of Mr. Fiber's favorite oil lamps. The shade just makes it look so pretty. He collects oil lamps, and he wanted me to have one out here in the she shed because being in a rural area, we often have power outages. I have that little deck of playing cards that I got from Hobby Lobby, the Yarnology. This is stitch markers, my little teal clay holder. And this is what's left of my very first hand-dyed yarn that I ever bought. It came from Arkansas Yarn Co. And here is what I put on the top. Vogue knitting scarves, because this one just didn't really fit down below. I've got the Knitter's Dictionary by Kate Atherley. This is the Complete Guide to Knitting. I have Elizabeth Zimmerman's Knitting Workshop. I have the Entrelac, Rosemary Drysdale Entrelac Knitting. This is the Colorwork Stitches. This is doing knitted color work. I have the 400 knitting stitches. I have the Knitting Brioche, Creating Two Color Twists and Turns by Nancy Marchant. This is called Add One Stitch by Anna Schneider. And what this one does, you start with a stitch and then each time you add another stitch on, so it teaches you how to knit. This one is the Leisure Arts Everyday Men's Knitting. And I want this here because this is the one men's book that I have. This is Alternate. This is the Stitch Dictionary here. Elizabeth Zimmerman's Knitting Without Tears. This is the Kristen Omdahl book. It's called Knitting Outside the Swatch. This is Simple Color Knitting by Erica Knight. This is the Vogue Knitting, the Ultimate Knitting book. Then I have Fleece and Fiber. Circular Knitting Workshop by Radcliffe. This is Barbara Radcliffe's book that tells you how to do circular knitting. I have right next to that by Kat Bordai, the socks, knitting 2 socks on circular needles. This is Socks a la carte. This one is the one that you can flip the pages and pick what you want, what sock you want to make. I have the 50 knit Aran stitches, the 99 knit stitches, the Japanese Stitch Bible that I showed you. This is one that I picked up at Edie's, and this is the Complete Knit to Fit binder, Encyclopedia of Knitting, Big Book of Knitting, Big Book of Knitting by Cathra Buss. This one is The Knitting School. Then there was not really a good place to put these, so I went ahead and put them up here because they are a bigger book. And so I've got the Disney knitting book, I've got the Harry Potter knitting book, and then I've got the Outlander knitting book. So that's the top shelf. Now I'll walk you through this bottom shelf. This is that Cafe Knits. This is the Alice Starmore sweaters. This is Lasse's book. This is the Viking Knits. Here's the W. McCombers and that knit pink one. So this is for like charity and stuff. This one is for gifting. I thought that goes really well there. This one is Vintage Knits. And then I've got 24-hour knits. I've got Warm Weather Knits. Mindful Knitting. This one here, this Knitter Stash, this is really a cool book. There's a lot of these that are no longer in business, but this is from the stores. Here's Coffee House Knits. This one is Drop Dead Easy. Then I've got Northern Knits. Sorry about that. And I've got Northern Knits, 99 Yarns and Counting. This is from Green Mountain Spinnery. French Girl Knits. And this girl lives in France. And she shows, she talks about Paris and different things in that book too. This is lace stuff. So I have Barbara Benson's Mosaic and Lace. I have Successful Lace Knitting. This one is by Donna Druchnaus. Then I have Big Yarn and Beautiful Knits. That's another Barbara Benson. Wendy's Lacing. This lace. Shawls, Wraps, and Ponchos, which is a pamphlet, but I wanted it in here with the shawl stuff. And then we have Simple Hip Knit Scarves. Stunning Stitches by Jen Lucas. Those are shawls. Wrapped in Color. This is the Noro. This is our Koigu. Yeah, Koigu. 52 weeks of shawls. Shawls, Wraps, and Scarves. The Little Box of Scarves. Mini Skeins. This one's a lot of fun. This is how to use scraps and mini skeins with knitting. Knit kimonos. And then we get into kind of like into sweaters here with seamless knit sweaters. 6,000 pullovers. Then we have those size inclusive ones I was telling you. Martin Story. This one is by Schroyer, the Knitting Plus. Knit to Flatter is Amy Herzog. Plus Size Knits by Fildar. The Plain and Simple. Then we have the Lane. I only have one of those. I picked that up last summer. This is last summer's Lane Knits. This is the Nomadic Knits. Then I have the Pom-Poms. I bought only 1 year of a subscription of those, and I wasn't really impressed with them. Then I just separated. This is the pamphlets, my binders, and then I have one book over here on the end, which is Afghans. Okay, you guys, I do have a few things that I took out that I do not any longer want. So that is this one, which is the More Toys to Knit. There's this one, which is Slouchy Beanies. This is the Japanese Inspired Knits. This is a Leisure Arts knit sweaters. And then this one, which is Classic Elite Winter Whimsy. And there was nothing in any of these that I really wanted. I have a couple of things to put in my binder, and I will be done with this bookcase. Thank you guys for joining me. Now, if there's any book that I talked about here that you would like to have me show you and say, show me that book, because I don't know if I want it. I want to see what it looks like and what you think of it before I buy it, okay? Which would be great, because if it happens to be something that I decide that I don't want, then maybe I can do it as a giveaway. Okay? All right, you guys. Love y'all. Have a great day. Have fun today, and I'll see you later.